Call to order, adoption of agenda, new business.
Mayor Kennedy, request for resources for children's slide event.
Can I get a second? Second. Discussion?
Yes. Insurance.
We've already taken care of that.
Through Municipal Insurance Association, we believe we're covered for holding events as long as it's on municipal property.
We believe that with the museum as well, when they held a harvest tea a couple of years ago and found out that it wasn't.
No, the museum won't unless the municipality specifically instructs MIABC to add another organization on. They're not covered.
And the harvest tea was held on school district grounds is why. It wasn't the fact it was on village property.
Well, within the community center.
It's still school district grounds.
And they had to have separate insurance every year. The museum is ours and covered under insurance,
Well,
but they have to have their own separate insurance.
I think you have to differentiate between the two different insurances. One is building insurance in case of building loss. The other is general comprehensive liability. So if someone is leasing a property, we would, I expect in our lease, we would expect them to have their own general comprehensive liability insurance.
I see. Okay.
Go for slips and falls and things
Yeah.
like that. But we insure the building because it's ours.
So our insurance will cover whatever happens.
As long as
Makes
we are
sense.
holding it on municipal property.
And they sign a waiver.
Where are we holding this?
Well, probably over there.
Over where?
Over by the fire hall.
By the fire hall?
By the fire hall. We own that lot.
Oh, there, oh, that vacant lot.
Yeah, or down in the park.
But don't you usually need a downhill?
Probably in the park.
Okay.
If it's
Blair was supposed to come tonight, but he got a little tied up, so give us a little more.
I never looked at the slope of the land, so I'll have a look when I walk in.
If it's a slip and slide and you're running and jumping and sliding, you can do that in the backwards too. So.
Yeah.
So tell us how that goes.
And the cannon, they want to use, if they can use the cannon too, because the cannon can shoot up and then spray water. So that's a possibility. I'm just asking for pre-event, when we have hot days, that if the fire department is allowed to do it, doesn't need to be tomorrow. It just so if they want to do it, they can do it.
Oh.
Why? Why is it open?
I misunderstood.
Oh.
Well, that was my understanding when I put up the,
And we talked today.
we talked today, but yesterday when I put up the notice and everything.
It's supposed to rain tomorrow,
Yeah.
80%.
Yeah.
So, and 40% Sunday, so it's no use them doing it
No.
this weekend. So if it's another hot day, like 30 above, I'm saying, yeah, let them go ahead and do it.
So what happens if they get called out to a fire? What's the,
They have lots of volunteers, they have lots of people now, myself.
But I suppose if they have to back up and put out a fire.
We have 3 other trucks.
Yeah.
oh, I'm just wondering who will take over this event while they're going to another event and.
Well, you are.
Yeah, not in your life. Yeah, it's always nice to know what the plan is.
And Blair was supposed to be here, so.
Does that impact our water restriction at all?
It's fire.
That's an issue, the fire department can put out fires, I guess, with as
Well,
much water
yes,
as they need.
but that's an essential.
I mean, that's not a question I can really answer. If we're asking people not to use a bunch of water, and then the village puts on an event and calls for lots of water, I don't know what the reception of that would be.
I would reach out to Dawson Creek,
Yeah.
because they're the ones that supply the water.
Mhm.
And Dawson Creek held this event, Fort St. John held this event.
Yeah.
And I would reach out to them and see what they have to say. Because they were the ones that buy the water off of them.
Mhm. So the village buys
Water from
water
Dawson Creek.
for Dawson Creek.
Yeah.
And
Did we get a notice from Dawson Creek to put a water advisory went on?
I understand that that we're under a stage one. I don't know where that came from because I didn't pay much attention to it. I assumed it was from the supplier of the water, but we have that on our website. That we're under stage
I would
one.
like to know if that came from Dawson Creek or if you two just decided that
Oh, I
that.
didn't decide it. I don't think I did either.
Because I haven't seen anything on Dawson's website.
Well, there's dates.
Tuesdays,
May.
Wednesdays, but it's not completely restricted. You have dates, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, or
Yeah.
Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. We don't have that. We have just restrictions on it. So I would like to clarify that. If that is, because, I mean, residents need to know if they can water their lawns or water their flower beds, soak them down on a Monday or a Wednesday or a Friday, or, right?
I don't imagine that anybody in this office just cooked that up most times, because I'm still checking it.
Turning back to this discussion, you will check with Dawson to see if they're okay with that
With the water?
for the water, yeah, usage.
Yeah, we can do that.
Any other questions?
I'm wondering if we can put a policy in place that, or if we even have one, that when events are being planned, it would be really nice to have just a piece of paper you can hand them, they can fill out a little checklist of things that they should have in place for events, and then they can have all their ducks in a row and present that.
In a timely manner.
This was hooked up yesterday. I was standing at the desk and talking to Blair about it. Dawn overheard us talking about it. That's how that got done.
Oh, this is not, it
It's just a
just
general-
seems like, yeah, it just seems like we do this a lot.
So you think you're.
Do what a lot.
Just to clarify, you're thinking of a general event checklist for people
Yeah.
to use?
Yeah,
We'll have to look at the policy and see if there is one, because I'm just not sure. It's not something that's coming, but I'll check the policy.
What do you mean by, so we don't have to do this? What do you mean by that?
well, it's always nice to have everything in place, and then when it's presented at council, everything's there to go, yeah, or nah, whatever.
Well, I think the taxpayers in Moose should be allowed to have events. I've been addressed by several residents to hold something for the kids this summer because the river
Oh,
is
This
low
isn't
on-
what I'm talking about.
the river is low on water. And dirty and disgusting down there.
Okay.
There's
But,
also the possibility of having of council delegating the permission to hold an event at the park to staff.
Yeah,
And not have to have it land on your desk in case, or at a meeting, if that's, I mean, Friday afternoon at 5:30, your meeting to decide whether or not to do this. In general terms, it's possible that could be just simply delegated to the CAO or road officer to say,
yeah.
if everything checks out and it isn't a huge expenditure, then there's no reason why staff couldn't do that if it's council's wish that these kind of requests didn't have to come to you all the time. That's just. a
As the
suggestion.
mayor, I'd like to know about it though.
Yeah, there's knowing about it and being asked about it though, that's.
Yeah, it's be an information piece, not a permission piece. As long as all the boxes are ticked off, where council wants to make sure that certain things are in place, then if it met those criteria, then the staff could then give the authorization and let the council know that authorization has been given to this group to hold an event on a certain day.
I think that would be awesome.
That could be arranged.
Thank you. All in favor? All in favor? Okay. Motion to